man who ended the world over a girl. Every tragedy in Runeterra has a body count. This one has a continent. Millions dead. An entire civilization erased. Undead horrors that still haunt the world today. And all of it, happened because one man could not accept a breakup with death itself. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. The votes are in, and lore fans, you won this round. Arcane fans, I'm sorry, Jinx is coming, I promise. But today we're covering the single most destructive love story ever written. Viego, the Ruined King. And I want you to keep one number in your head this whole video. Everything you're about to hear, the Black Mist, the Shadow Isles, half the undead champions in this game, traces back to one man's refusal to go to therapy. Let's get into it. The Spoiled King. So let's start before the ruin. Viego was the young king of Kamavor, a brutal, conquering empire. And I need to be honest with you, even before the tragedy, Viego was not a great guy. He was vain. He was entitled. He ignored his kingdom, ignored his responsibilities, ignored the generals actually holding his empire together, including his loyal niece, Kalista. Remember her name. It'll hurt later. But then Viego met Isolde, a common seamstress, not nobility, not royalty, or normal woman. And against every rule of Kamavoran politics, he married her. And here's the thing, guys. This is the one genuinely pure chapter of his life. He was obsessed with her, sure, but by all accounts, she made him better, a better king, a better man. For a moment, this story almost looks like a fairy tale. Yeah, about that. The poison. An assassin came for the king. The blade was meant for Viego. Isolde took it instead. Poisoned, she held on for weeks while Viego went, and I cannot stress this enough, completely, catastrophically insane. He abandoned ruling entirely. He dragged every healer, priest, and mage on the continent to her bedside. Nothing worked. Isolde died. And the kingdom held its breath, waiting for the king to grieve like a normal person. He did not. The Ruination. Viego heard a legend about the Blessed Isles, a hidden paradise protected by magical mist, home to the waters of life. Water that could heal anything. Maybe even death. So Viego took his wife's corpse and his entire army, and he sent Kalista, his loyal niece, the Empire's greatest general, to find this place. Kalista found it. The guardians of the Isles told her, death is death. It cannot be undone. She came back and told Viego the truth. So, he had her executed. Yeah. The one person who never betrayed him. Speared in the back by her own comrade, Hecarim. And if you've ever wondered why Kalista, the Spear of Vengeance, exists as a champion whose whole identity is hunting betrayers, Now you know. Her death was the appetizer. Because Viego got his way. He forced his way to the Blessed Isles, marched into the sacred city of Helia, and demanded the waters of life. And when the ritual began, when a drop of hope touched Isolde's lips, she came back. For one moment, guys. One. And what she came back into was agony, a half-life in a rotting body, dragged out of peace by a husband who couldn't let go. So Isolde, in her final act, took Viego's own enchanted blade and drove it through his heart. And that blade, connected to Viego's obsession, plunged into the waters of life themselves, detonated. The explosion of death magic consumed the entire Blessed Isles. Every living thing on them died screaming. The paradise became the Shadow Isles. The protective mist turned into the black mist. Millions of souls, sailors, scholars, children, fused into an undead nightmare that has been feeding on the living for 1,000 years. Thresh, made by the Ruination. Hecarim, Kalista, the mist itself, Ruination. One man's grief, guys. That's the price tag. The Ruined King. And here's the truly dark part. Viego didn't even have the decency to stay dead. 1,000 years later, he rose again, still holding the blade, still whispering her name, still convinced that if he just gathers enough of Isolde's scattered soul, he can bring her back. He tore across Runeterra hunting the fragments. He didn't want to conquer the world. That's what makes him terrifying. The world was just in his way. Every kingdom he drowned in black mist was, to him, a minor inconvenience on the road back to his wife. The woman who told him, with her own dying act, to let her go. So no, Viego isn't a villain who wants power or revenge or even destruction. He's something much scarier. A man who decided his pain mattered more than every life in the world. Aatrox wants to end existence because he's suffering. Jin killed because it's beautiful. Viego? Viego would erase all of Runeterra and genuinely believe he was being romantic. Viego, guys, killed his niece, his empire, a whole civilization, and eventually himself, and still couldn't take the hint. 0 therapists in Runeterra, and honestly, this is the man who needed one the most. If you enjoyed this one, like, subscribe, and comment the question of the day. Jinx is basically confirmed next, so the real question is, after her, who? Thresh, born from this very disaster, or Kalista, the niece he betrayed? Choose wisely. See you in the next one. Peace.